Welcome to Beer Portraits at the Daggum Funk House. I'm out here with best friend Jen, our lead blender and head winemaker over on the sour side for the super awesome Funk House. And I'm just old Nate. I'm the curator of culture here. I get to hang out with nice people that know a lot more than me and interview them about it. So I'm pretty grateful for that. Speaking of which, Jen, talk more about good stuff.
You guys, I mean, Nate says he's the curator of culture. He does so much around here to encourage camaraderie and overall, I would say, healthy relationships. He and I actually met at one such event. It was a bottle share at his house, but the only thing that he had when I showed up was Smirnoff Ice.
I was out of Four Locos.
Yeah.
Because I drank them before people came over.
I mean, listen, whales. So now, I mean, still, you know, when you go over to Nate's house, there are often just errant bottles of Smirnoff Ice from that bottle share just hiding around, which is really nice.
I don't want to clean them up because, you know, nostalgia.
They're vintage now, so they've aged, they've been cellared in couch cushions.
That green apple Sprite flavor really comes out if you leave it in the grill for a couple of years.
Store it horizontally.
Horizontally.
Yeah, have some class. Anywho, we're having ourselves a little Dark Arts espresso on this not quite on a porch beer Porchtraits.
Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you drink Dark Arts espresso. And it's time to do a CBFR. This is so dark brown, we'll call it black for the sake of the argument for Dark Arts. Lots of roasted malts in this, lots of beautiful black balsam coffee from Mountain Air Roasting Company, making this extra dark and velvety. So that's color. For body, this one is a little bit heavier. That makes sense because it's 15% ABV. So that body is gonna be a little bit higher on the heftiness scale. Flavor for this sucker, yo, big dark chocolate notes, big time, along with robust coffee flavors. You're gonna feel like you're in your favorite Java house, just sniffing the air, writing in your journal, getting all your feelings out. This is the beer to accompany your experience in the coffee cafe. For romance, I'm gonna turn it over to Miss Jen to talk about the eccentricity and paradoxical nature of this beer that's a sour, but it isn't.
So this beer is not sour. We work very hard to keep it that way, but it is fermented with our house blend of Brettanomyces. So Brett can produce acids like all yeast. It can produce acetic acid, that like vinegar note, in the presence of oxygen, which means that we really do have to baby this one during fermentation to make sure that we're getting up to our ABV while also treating our yeast the way that they deserve to be treated. So it is a Brett fermented stout, but there's no bacteria in it, so it's not gonna taste or smell like any of our other sour beers because it's not sour. This one, for me, I feel like in most instances, I'm a little bit of a purist when it comes to beer, but I prefer Dark Arts Espresso to normal Dark Arts. Sue me, it's really good. Part of that comes from those high quality beans. Some of the best beans we have, I think, in Western North Carolina. Maybe even.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
This is the fruit of our beans.
Great beans in this one. And a lot of the flavor that we're getting from those is really driven by how we process them. So we buy whole beans from Mountain Air Roasters, and then we kind of split process those. So we'll do like a very long, extended cold soak on, I would say, about half of the whole beans that go into this beer. And then we'll actually brew a very strong concentrate. We'll grind up the rest of them, and essentially we're making like really janky cellar espresso. It's delicious. Whenever we make it, everybody gets way too caffeinated.
Garage rock espresso.
And it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
It's like a Henry Rollins concert.
It's really...
You're having a good time, but you hope he doesn't single you out.
Oh, exactly.
Too intense.
But because of that, you kind of get, I think, the full spectrum of coffee flavor. So you're getting a little bit of that like nice, a little bit softer cold brew situation. And then you can tell from when we're brewing that concentrate with freshly ground beans, it really affects mouthfeel on this one. So it's a world different from normal dark arts. It has weight, like it feels like coffee. It feels like an espresso. A little bit of kind of, false fake crema, that really nice foam layer on the top of an espresso shot. Just the way that feels in your mouth translates really well and really clearly in this beer. We do totally support aging dark arts. It's really good. It's a beer that was built for aging from the brew house to the bright tank. But I think dark arts espresso is best enjoyed fresh. Best enjoyed fresh.
And I gotta say, on a personal note, my wife is gonna be so angry at you personally when she finds out that you made a 15% ABV beer that has caffeine in it. That is her personal nightmare. So I'll be sure to chug one of these on the couch tonight.
You mentioned Four Loko earlier.
Four Loko for show dough.
Cheers.